on Saturday. I remember Courtney and I were doing a puzzle. We were putting together a puzzle. Actually, it was Friday night. Excuse me, Friday night. I looked at it on Saturday. We made a little progress on it. And I remember Saturday, the reason Saturday came to my mind is I was talking about the puzzle, and I was like, I feel like the Lord is making something out of this. I can see the thing about getting closer to God is that you're able to see him in almost everything. So almost everything can become a word from him. Not that it becomes a word, that the word is speaking through the situations. And in this particular scenario, we were putting together a 500-piece puzzle. Now, I don't know, maybe some people out there that's really good at putting together puzzles, but puzzles can make you feel puzzled. I was like, I know I'm kind of smart, but yeah, I feel kind of dumb right now because there's some parts of the puzzle, they look exactly like they look very identical, and you're like, wait a minute, this piece and this piece, what's the difference? They look the same. And so they give you a picture. So I try to put the picture of it, which is the outside cover of it, put it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it together. But there were some pieces where it looked like it could fit together. And it made me think about how we look at our lives. We have an image in our mind, the picture of the finished puzzle in our mind. But when we start putting the pieces together, when we start living, we're like, okay, this part of my life looks like what I saw on Instagram. That part of my life starts to look like somebody else's part of their lives. How come it's not fitting? And the Lord gave me this scripture in Proverbs 16, verse 9. In the NIV, it says, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. There's parts of our lives that may look identical, but it does require a different action. It could require a different action. There's a part of us that may look at somebody else's life. You may look at someone's finished picture, that person that you look up to for success. Oh, they took A, B, C, D to get there, but God may take you A, G, M, X to get there. There's a systematic way that our mind works when we conceptualize these things that we really are interested in or that we're looking to achieve. But sometimes the systematic way is not God's way. And when we were putting together the puzzle, I was like, man, there's certain parts of this puzzle that looks like it could fit. But what happens when we try to put a piece of the puzzle that doesn't fit in that particular position is that it takes the other part of where it should be and it causes a missing piece. And I don't know about you, I can look over my life in certain parts of my life where it feels like I was putting things in the wrong places. I was prioritizing things that really weren't a priority. I was prioritizing me feeling good in that moment, traveling or being with women and being around the wrong crowds as a temporary fix of where God was really trying to bring me and take me in my life. And there's somebody out there right now that may be feeling the same, that there's a part of you that you really need to deal with, and that part of you really needs to be dealt with right now. There shouldn't be a delay in it, but we're too busy looking at the pictures, the finished pictures that are all around us, and we're looking all around when God is talking to us right here, and we are all over here. We are all over here. We are all over here. We are looking all around except for where God is wanting us to look, and he is giving us the finished picture, but we don't trust that his picture is the picture that we have in our mind. It doesn't match, so it doesn't make sense. I don't believe it because this piece of my life looks exactly like the piece that I saw. I saw it, I Googled it. You know how we use technology. Yeah, I Googled it and it looks the same, so guess what? I gotta do it. And what happens is we end up putting the piece in the wrong place. And God is saying, if I can take the place of where you're trying to place that piece, you'll have peace. And the peace is in me. And the peace will surpass all understanding. It will allow for us to have the peace in our minds that now we're trusting God and now we're following the way that he wants us to go. But we can't do that if we're putting pieces out of place. So next time you feel puzzled, look at who made the picture. God did. Trust in him, and you'll be right.